What Jesus said?
Just as much.
I want to know what Jesus said.
Gay or straight, he never said any.
Didn't say a word about it, did he?
He actually did say one thing.
No, he didn't.
He did, if I can say it. If you let me.
Well, yeah, go on.
He said, "This is why a man must leave his house, his family, and be united to his wife, and that's the way that God created them."
No, he
that's
didn't.
what Jesus said.
No,
he
didn't.
did. He was talking about marriage in the book of Matthew.
Yeah, all right. So what did he say about sexuality?
I was just saying that a man and a woman.
What did he say about homosexuality?
Homosexuality? No, he never said a word about
Not a
homosexuality.
sausage. So when someone comes to you and tells you that they're gay, tell them they've got nothing to be ashamed of, and it's God's will, and that if there was anything wrong with it, God wouldn't have made us like this.
Before we dive into the full story, comment where you're watching from, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Now, let's talk about something that's been bubbling beneath the surface for years. In 2025, the so-called war on decency in the West isn't fought with swords or guns. It's fought with microphones, headlines, and hashtags. Every day, society is pulled apart by the same recycled culture war talking points. Immigration, gender identity, race, you name it. But here's the thing. While everyone's shouting about these issues, an older prejudice is quietly slipping through the cracks: homophobia. It doesn't always show up as open hatred anymore. These days it hides behind polished smiles, polite sermons, and the comforting echo of religious values. It's subtle, almost respectable, until someone like James O'Brien comes along to peel back the mask. What you're about to watch is a masterclass in dismantling hypocrisy. Our caller dials in, waving the Bible like a weapon, trying to justify discrimination against gay people using scripture. But O'Brien flips it on him. He turns the very same verses back around, trapping the caller in his own contradictions. It's not just an argument, it's a reality check. Because when faith is twisted into a tool for judgment, it stops being faith and starts being ideology. So buckle up. This isn't just a debate. It's a public unmasking of selective morality. Let's roll the clip. And afterward, I'll break down exactly why this exchange exposes something much bigger than one caller's hypocrisy.
Walter is in Warrington. Walter, what would you like to say?
Oh, hey, James. Good to speak to you today.
Likewise.
I probably spoke with your research. I'm a pastor of a church in Warrington. So we've all heard the stories of the gay conversion therapy of...
Damien hadn't, but I take your point.
Yeah, I think most people, I presume it anyway, normally. But you hear the stories of electric shock therapy, even I read stories of even fathers attacking their daughters who came out as gay. And you hear all these sorts of stories. And obviously, I don't agree with that. I don't think that's right. I think that sort of thing is just abhorrent and just completely wrong, as most, I suppose, you say most people. But if a consenting adult, I know that's the term that's been used, and I know the conversation is more towards, originally the question was about the legal side of things.
Yes.
If a consenting adult came to me as a pastor and explained that he or she had same-sex desires or feelings, whatever word sort of way you want to say it or whatever.
Yes.
And I can't see that how me praying for them to help them overcome that, or again, however you want to word that, is the same as doing the other sort of things that was mentioned.
Okay.
Then sort of out, like you say, your question.
Well, you're beginning on the premise that homosexuality is akin to an illness, which is part of
No, definitely not akin to an illness.
How hard would I have to pray to make you gay?
No, I understand
I'm going to insist that you answer that question. How hard would I have to pray to make you gay?
I don't believe it's about how hard anyone has to pray for anything.
Well, all right. How often would I have to pray? How likely is it that I could pray you gay?
From my honest point of view, my honest belief, I don't believe it's possible.
So how can you pray someone straight?
Because this is how I'll answer that. So this is how I would view it again from my point of view. From my
just so you know, if I'm not satisfied with your answer, I will just ask you that same question again when you finish talking. Just no so problem. You know.
So,
all right. So the question is, how can you pray someone gay if you can't pray someone straight?
So I believe that just as I would pray for somebody who is in a not same-sex desire, but in you call a straight relationship. So somebody that has those desires towards that same person of the opposite sex, that I would pray we would pray together if they came to me and said that they're having these feelings and they don't want them because they want to save themselves to a marriage or etc.
Yeah.
It's the same as saying, for me, it's the same as saying that about somebody that says they're gay. So it's not that being gay is worse or being gay is the worst thing that anybody could do or the worst act that anybody could do.
No, because they'd still be gay.
Yeah, of course they'd still be
so
gay.
So you're just going to try and get them to not have a sex life? No,
definitely not. I wouldn't try and get them not
well,
to have a sex
then?
life.
So what are you praying? What are you praying for then with the gay person?
Yes, if they have come to me, so it's not something as for a start. It's not something I would go to them and say, "You're wrong. I need to pray about this. Let me pray for you."
Yeah.
If they've come to me,
but neither are you going to say when they come to you, say, "Well, don't be silly. There's nothing to pray for. Just go. I hope you find someone to love." You're not. You're going to say, "I'm going to help you fight your natural feelings."
No, I wouldn't say that. No, definitely not. I'm honest.
But that's what you'd be doing.
That's
what you'd be doing.
I'm an honest person on that one, and I wouldn't say to them, that do as you wish. If they've come to me and they've asked me,
so in other words, if they've been inculcated into homophobic thinking or they're victims of a culture that preaches against homosexuality, they come to you because they don't want to be homosexual or they don't want to do homosexual acts or have homosexual feelings. You're like, you're basically the drug dealer, aren't you?
And like I said, when I started originally, it's not about so much just about.
Yeah, but I'm going to do that thing I told you I was going to do. If you can't pray yourself, if I can't pray you gay, how can you pray someone else straight?
No, it's not about me praying. It's about they've come and asked. So if they want that,
but then you as a good citizen, never mind as a man of God, you should be telling them that they've got nothing to be ashamed of, and that their feelings are natural and beautiful and God's will.
But again, obviously, it depends on the stance on the scriptures, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
On the scriptures of the.
Are we going to do this? You want to go there?
Want to?
Do you want to go? Okay. What did Jesus say about sexuality?
Jesus didn't, but if you believe all Scripture is God breathed,
no, I want to know what Jesus said.
Just as much.
I want to know what Jesus said.
Gay or straight, he never said any.
Didn't say a word about it, did he?
He actually did say one thing.
No, he didn't.
He did, if I can say it. If you let me.
Well, yeah, go on.
He said, "This is why a man must leave his house, his family, and be united to his wife, and that's the way that God created them."
No,
that's what Jesus says.
No,
he did. So he's talking about marriage in the book of Matthew.
Yeah, all right. So what did he say about sexuality?
I was just saying that a man and a woman.
What did he say about homosexuality?
Homosexuality? No, he never said a word about it.
Not a sausage. So when someone comes to you and tells you that they're gay, tell them they've got nothing to be ashamed of, and it's God's will, and that if there was anything wrong with it, God wouldn't have made us like this.
But like I say, if they've come to you and said that they want you to pray about that...
No. You've created a culture in which they don't want to be gay. You preach that there's something wrong with it, and then you think you get a free pass on being a good guy when they come to you and ask for help in resisting their natural urges.
Yeah, because if you believe in the entirety of the Bible...
okay. You believe in the entirety of the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you wearing? What are you wearing at the moment?
A woolen jumper and a pair of jeans.
What are the jeans made of?
Probably cotton, I think.
So you're wearing wool and cotton at the same time, which Leviticus calls an abomination.
But that's cultural law, not that's ceremonial law. Cultural law.
Oh, okay, right. Where do you stand on shellfish?
Again, it's cultural law.
Oh, I see. So those laws are not. You don't abide by the full content of the scriptures when you're doing it, but when it's stuff you don't want to do, then it's really important.
No, because that's not what I'm saying at all.
It totally is.
No, it's not, because different things apply in different ways.
Okay,
like,
right, yeah.
Prophet's wisdom, knowledge, sort of thing, everything applies in different ways.
Do you even believe this, or do you just need to pay the bills?
No, I don't get paid for being a pastor.
Good grief, so you do this for fun? Or power?
No, definitely
power,
not.
Standing
definitely
in the community, right?
Sort of things you have
that's what you get out of it. It's vanity
but
that's being fed.
My original point wasn't about any of that anyway.
Your original point was that if someone comes to you and asks for help in not being gay, you're going to pray with them and punt the lie that something might come good at the end of it. And the idea that you can pray...
it was about the law.
Walter, mate,
it was about the law.
You're a disgrace.
And the law can't
You're a disgrace.
Prayer, certain prayers wrong and certain prayers right.
You know it as well. I can hear it in your voice. I can hear the desperation in your voice.
If it calls certain prayers wrong and certain prayers right, when does it stop?
Do you know what I'm going to do, Walter? I'm going to pray for you, but my God, I'm going to pray for the people you corrupt as well.
That was more than just a debate, and it was a demolition. James O'Brien didn't simply win an argument. He exposed something far deeper, the rotten core of selective morality that hides behind pious words. What the caller revealed, without even realizing it, is the true shape of modern hypocrisy. He wasn't defending faith, he was defending prejudice, wrapped in scripture. And when James flipped the Bible back on him, the illusion shattered. Because the moment you apply the same standards to the rest of that book, the argument collapses under its own contradictions. This is the dangerous genius of selective morality. It weaponizes belief. You take one verse, one line, one moral rule, and inflate it into a justification for hate. Everything else, compassion, forgiveness, humility, gets quietly thrown out. And here's where it gets even darker. That exact formula, the one used against gay people in that call, is the same playbook being used across the culture wars today. Swap out Leviticus for border control, biblical order for traditional values, and the pattern stays the same. You pick the rule that hurts your target. Ignore the rule that would hold you accountable, and call it righteousness. It's not about religion, it's about control. The same logic fuels attacks on trans people, asylum seekers, and anyone else who doesn't fit into a narrow idea of acceptable. Different targets, same script. The moral outrage machine just changes the label each season. And that's why this clip matters. Because it's not just one fanatic being humiliated. It's a mirror held up to the entire ecosystem of selective outrage. Homophobia might not dominate the headlines right now, but make no mistake, it hasn't disappeared. It's the sleeper agent of the culture war, lying dormant, waiting for its moment to resurface when the outrage machine needs a new villain. That's how these cycles work. The targets may change, but the formula never does. When society starts to grow tired of one scapegoat, another conveniently takes its place. Not long ago it was migrants, then it shifted to Muslims, then trans people. And now as the political winds shift again, you can already see the old patterns of anti-black racism creeping back into the conversation, quietly but unmistakably. The hate doesn't vanish, it just goes on standby. It rebrands, repackages, and waits for a fresh excuse to come roaring back under the banner of defending values or protecting tradition. That's why calling out hypocrisy matters. Because if we don't confront the mechanisms of prejudice, not just the symptoms, we'll keep fighting the same battles over and over again, just with different names. So stay aware, stay skeptical, and remember that empathy is never outdated. These prejudices don't die, they just queue up for their turn. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe we're seeing the same old patterns repeating? And if you want more sharp breakdowns like this, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and stay sharp, stay curious.